I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be getting phone numbers with ease. Well, I've got a couple emails here from one of my YouTube fans here, I believe. I guess he's a YouTube fan. And he's had some pretty good success. He went from being a beta male that wasn't having very much success with women, and now he's using banter, he's being cocky, he's being charming, he's busting on women, he's teasing them, he's treating them like the bratty little sister, and he's having a good I don't give a fuck time. And he's meeting women left and right, and he's getting phone numbers left and right, and going out on dates, and he's doing quite well. And so he says, most of the time I read your book, I'll take 2 or 3 minutes to take a break and process the information and think about different ways and how to apply the techniques in real situations. Perfect. Because the idea is to not be so rigid with the things I teach, but to use them as a guide so you can do and say things based upon your level of comfort, whether you're a shy person or you're already very successful and you just simply need to incorporate these things into what you already do. So good job there. He says, I've even asked myself, why didn't I find this material a couple of months earlier? And I know, it's like I thought the same thing. It's like, I wish I had learned this 10, 15 years ago. And when I first started learning this stuff 10, 15 years ago, as a matter of fact, because I screwed up so many good opportunities when I was younger. But that was then, and this is now. The past does not equal the future. Although I would have wished the breakup that I had with my girlfriend was for mutual reasons, who gives a shit? If I would have stayed with her, I would have been the same needy, weak, insecure, and disbalanced person I used to be. Although I had lost her, I think she was more the one who lost me. Now you're thinking. You're starting to perceive yourself as a catch. He says, I'm a friendly and social person, and most of the time I walk into different public places, I carry a decent and honest smile on my face. Thanks to your material, I have a better comprehension to distinguish when a girl gives me a red or green light. It's awesome because you can basically tell instantly the chicks you got a chance with and the ones you're spinning your wheels with, so you can just leave and move on to the next one. Not so long ago, I went to the mall and I saw this beautiful girl behind the counter waving her hair. The first thing I thought was, she's probably flirting with her customer. I was hoping for the other clerks to spend a long time to finish with their customers so I could go and pay for my items to this girl I was attracted to. For some reason, she started to hurry with her customer and was finished first than her coworkers. Isn't that amazing? Women help you when they like you. After I got in front of her, she showed me all the patterns of a nervous person. Looking at her eyes, I took her hand and I told her, don't be nervous, I'm not going to bite you in public. Ha ha ha. That's great, reaching out and touching her, because you recognize that you were having an effect on her, and by doing that you made it comfortable. Awesome. The poor girl's hand was really sweaty. I asked her number, and she said she didn't want to get into trouble. This is beautiful. He says, I looked at her eyes and responded, I know you're really smart. And she smiled. She called and asked her manager to assist her on the computer. Her manager noticed her emotional status and asked her, why are you so nervous? With an innocent smile, and she responded, no way would I. Or no way am I nervous. And after I walked out of the store, I was reviewing the receipt she put in the bag, and I wanted to know how much I was charged, and the first thing I saw were the 10-digit phone number that she wrote on it. Isn't that fucking beautiful? It's like, he didn't even ask for the phone number, she just gave it to him. And this is the kind of things that happen to you when you do the things that I talk about. I mean, he did ask for did he ask for the number? I can't remember. But the point is that she wrote it down and discreetly gave it to him, even though she's worried about getting in trouble. Because the bottom line, usually a girl will say, I don't want to get in trouble with my boss, and that's their excuse for not giving the number. But this particular girl gave it because you did everything right. Awesome, good job. He says, I have other experiences at the gym, at the club, at the beach, and other public areas. There have been occasions I say to girls, stop fooling around and give me your number. And they just do it without having me asking their names or any other personal information. Again, all the things that I teach, they're simply, my goal is to arm you with as many tools in your toolbox So in any situation, you can always, if you're not sure, you can always go back to them, because it gets a lot harder when you're interacting with a woman who you really, 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 really like. And that's why it's nice to have the tools in your toolbox to kind of fall back on, to make sure you're not doing or saying anything that's ruining your chances or wasting your time with a girl that you got no chance with. Because if you do that, then you start missing out on all the great opportunities that you could have. He said, others have acted funny, responding, I don't know you, and all I say back is, well, I know you want to know me, otherwise you wouldn't be spending 7 hours staring at me with that little puppy dog look on your face. They have smiled, called me an asshole, and sometimes I respond, I prefer to be called Dick because it can multitask and has more merits. That's a great comeback. You always got to have a better comeback with women. Then smiling, they give me their numbers. Once it's saved, I walk away and don't contact them until several days have passed. Sometimes I get pissed off when I don't answer their text message and they just can't stop sending. It's like another thing. Some chicks are relentless. They'll send like 10 fucking texts in a day. And that's the other thing. It's like women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And your inaction is very sexy and attractive to women. I guess that's what happens when you don't chase or beg like a dog or kiss somebody's ass. And here's a second email. He says, women are just like cats. He says, this is one of the best examples that I liked about your book. I remember the first email I sent you about my ex-fiancée and the whole drama and her jealous sister-in-law. And the last time I heard my ex-fiancée's voice, she said, don't call me, don't text me, go back with your ex-girlfriend. And I responded, I just wanted to know where our relationship was standing at, but okay. I was going to let her go this time for good. She did a favor to me, which was blocking me from her Facebook. And then 2 months have passed, and I've been doing what I've told her. I've been keeping my word, which is he didn't go back to her, he didn't chase her. Very smart. Apparently the memories, curiosities, and other good stuff are messing with her head, because yesterday morning she sent me a message asking, how is your family doing? This is after the chick blew you off, said she wanted nothing to do with you, blocked you on Facebook. And you just walked away and never looked back, and you've been having all this success with other women, and then boop, out of the blue, after she starts dating other guys and realizes that 97% of the men that she's going to encounter don't understand this stuff, then she realizes, wow, this guy wasn't such a bad catch after all. He says, it all went through my head, is a nice way to say I miss you. And it feels so good when the ex calls you out of the blue like that, and plus you're having all this success with these new women. He says, Corey, this girl was my real one, and I still care and have strong feelings for her. Although the breakup has been an opportunity for me to grow, I also have to consider the fact that I've been learning and doing lots of good things with other girls. It's very smart, because a lot of guys, especially some of the guys that I coach, they just beat the hell out of themselves. They beat themselves so much when they don't feel like they're making as much progress as they could be. But you got to celebrate your victories, and you got to give yourself credit for what you're doing, and you're doing a great job, brother. But then there have been the girl that takes my guard down. I don't have an answer back to her text, nor am I thinking to do it unless she contacts me again. I want to let her taste the feeling of being ignored, unwanted, and the throat and chest pain like I experienced. How would you do it, Corey? I don't purposely ignore women. What I do is I take my time to get back to them. And this particular ex of yours, just say, hey, it's nice chatting with you. I appreciate that. Keep in touch. And just keep saying that. Why? Because you want her to bring... She's the one that dumped you, right? She deleted you and said she wanted anything to do with you, but now she's reaching out to you. So I wouldn't bring up getting together or anything. Just text her back and say, hey, nice hearing from you. Thanks for the kind wishes. Keep in touch. And give her the same response whenever she sends out a text to you, because what's going to happen is if she really wants to get together and do something, she'll say, hey, you want to meet up for a drink? Or I was thinking maybe we could meet at the mall this week, or we could meet at that place that we used to go to all the time, or whatever. Unless she brings up getting together first, don't bring it up at all. And the bottom line is she reached out to you after 2 months, so more than likely it's like playing poker. It's like the less you do, the more she'll reveal her cards. And that's the best way that you can go about handling. Let me make sure he's got other questions here. That's the best way I would go about handling it. And so, like he says, should I wait a week to respond to those 2 questions? Don't wait a week. That's being a dick, and you don't want to be a dick to her. But just get back to her. Like ideally, if a woman texts you after 6 o'clock at night, respond to her the next day. If she's blowing up your phone with text during the day, respond to her between 6 and 7 o'clock saying, hey, got your messages, really appreciate, nice to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday night. I got to run, I'm heading out with friends. Have a great night. And then you just leave them nowhere to go with it because you got a date set up already, and so the reason they're texting you and reaching out to you is like they can't stand it anymore. So it's just a great way to cause women to build the anticipation, build the sexual tension, so they chase you more and more and more. It's the best place to be. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which is going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges. Just give me several days to get back to you with a response because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session, and you can do that by going to your website, my website, click the Products tab, which is going to be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. And if you want to get a digital copy of my Kindle ebook, which I highly recommend if you want to start having some success like this guy's been having, go to my website, underneath the email sign-up box, click the link that will take you to the Amazon Kindle download page, and you don't need to have a Kindle device to read my book in Kindle format. All you have to do is download the appropriate free Kindle e-reader app. Amazon has made them for Android devices, tablet devices, iPhones, Mac, PC. They pretty much got one for every device, and once you download that, then it only takes 60 seconds to download my book, and you'll be reading it in no time. And I will talk to you soon.